I want to talk about some newer technology in Photoshop. They use the term content-aware technology, and there are several variations on it. But we can do some incredibly powerful things and doing it better than ever. I'm going to start first here, a little bit of a refresher, because in video 12 I had talked about the spot healing brush, but it has been improved in its performance considerably. And just a quick reminder that the way the spot healing brush works is first, it is like a brush tool, and so that means we can change the size of the brush with the bracket keys up on your keyboard next to the P. And the spot healing brush works on the idea that it clones information from just outside around the edges of the brush shape, whatever brush shape you've chosen, and then essentially copies that into the center of the circle or brush. So that's in general how it works, and it's always worked great, but it works even better than ever. And so here it is. I'm going to take this and I'm going to remove this rope on this image right here, and so I want to have a brush shape that's fairly small, and we'll just go ahead and I will put it over the rope and click and drag. And what is changed is how good a job it now does, better than ever. So I've dragged, I will let go of my mouse, and here you see it always did a pretty good job, but look at what it does now. It's amazing. And in the past, where it crossed a hard edge, let's say like this horizon line, you might have had a little bit of a glitch, and it does that better than ever, cleaning that up. And you know, I really don't see much of anything here in the water, and obviously it took only a few seconds, and it's a pretty amazing job that it does. Okay, and it's important, as always, look at the options. The default, you can see here in the options bar, you had proximity match, create texture. This would have been the old way that the tool worked, and now the content aware, there's that term, is the new way that it works. And the next thing I want to show you that's pretty amazing, gets a lot of wow factor in my classes, is now I'm going to take the one of the lasso tool, selection tools, and watch what we're going to do. I'm simply going to drag this tool roughly, as you can see. I'm not trying real hard to select the tire image. I let go, and of course there you see the marching ants, and I'm simply going to hit my delete key, and it brings up the fill dialog box, the standard fill dialog box that we could have gotten under edit. And as you can see, it has defaulted to content aware, and you've got the standard. You can fill it with foreground, background, black, gray, etc., but there's now this new addition that it tends to default to, content aware. And watch what we are going to do. This isn't magic, I don't know what is. I'll just simply say OK, or hit my return key. I'll deselect, Command D. And for most of us novices, I don't think you're going to be able to find anything that says something was there. You know, if you look really hard, you can start to see where it might have chosen some of the information around it. My experience has been that it does a better job when it is a bit of a textured background. I saw a tutorial where a fella is standing in front of a brick wall, and because this texture and variation in the brick wall, it was real easy to hit the delete button, and it put the brick wall texture in his place, and you really couldn't see anywhere, certainly from a novice point of view. So anyway, that's an amazing tool. All right, I'm going to switch real quick and cover another area, which is also considered some of this content aware stuff. So I've got another image, and here you see this beach scene. And what we're going to look at here is under the image. Again, here's where that fill dialog box is that you could have used in the previous tool. What we want is the content aware scale. And as you can see, it's grayed out. I understand that. And the reason is because this image is still a background image, okay? So you would need to bring up, of course, your layers. It's a background image. It's locked. So I'm going to zoom in and double-click the word background. Converts it to a regular layer. We covered this moons ago in the layers palette videos. And so now you can see I can go up to edit, and now these things are lit up. And what we want is the content, again, content aware scaling. All right, check this out. This is, again, pretty amazing stuff. First off, what you have is it looks like the cropping tool. Now, here, in the old way that things worked, if I dragged this, started dragging from the right side, I would have started very quickly distorting the image. But watch this carefully, and you can see what is starting to happen. It starts taking out areas in between in this case, the palm trees, etc., and removing it. But notice the boat at the bottom. Notice the people. Notice the boats on the shore. They are not getting visibly or noticeably distorted. And so here I pull, and I can see very clearly up here where it seems to be removing information in between the palm trees. Now, you can't do this to an infinite degree, but you can easily reduce the width of an image, and we could have done it vertically as well, by at least a third. And then, just like the crop tool, I hit my return key, or I double click inside here, and when I zoom in again, look, the boat, look at the boats and the people on the shore. There is not any significant obvious distortion that you would typically expect. And of course, if you push it too far, you will get some of that distortion. But essentially, I have just transformed this clearly horizontal image into a basically a square image without doing any cropping of the image area. And that's pretty pretty amazing stuff. So I'm going to do one more video after this, that kind of in this group, and we're going to look at the new tools for cutting out imagery from backgrounds. But this gets you up and running with some of this new content aware technology. All right, thanks for tuning in to the Rick Rice 1 channel. Stay tuned for some more.